Well, hello. Today I thought we'd do a miniature tree decoration for your desk. Let's go.
All right, let's get started, shall we? These are the things you're going to need. We'll just get those out of the way. First, I took some jute twine and I'm cutting up small little pieces to make the pine needles. And I found if you actually unweave it a little bit, it separates it much better. And I took some wooden dowel rods and just broke them to where they'd fit in my container. And then I use an X-Acto knife to kind of whittle them down, make them look more like a tree branch. Give them more texture. Then I used flower wire you can buy anywhere. And I'm just twisting it to the branch and then leaving the ends separated so it gives it a more realistic branch. And try to be as random as you can with this. And just keep adding them until it looks like a tree, and kind of alternate your branches and everything. And they tend to have more branches towards the top and less at the bottom. And I did 2 other trees that I didn't record, but it's the same thing, I just did different sizes on it. Then I took some craft foam, very thin, and used the lid to indent a shape for the containers to stick the trees in. And I'm just poking a hole where I want them to go and kind of measuring it out to make sure they fit in there like I want. I actually had to trim the bottoms a little because they were too pointed and wouldn't stand up with a flat base. Alright, then I used hot glue. You could use any kind of glue you want. E6000 would be great, but I just wanted to do it, get it dried in there quick. And I glued the trees in, and you could actually do this part last after you add the foliage. But I just thought it'd be easier to, because I spray paint all of them together. And I just use a plain black spray paint to coat it, to give it a dark undertone. And I'm using a gray, brown, and a black mixed together to create a dark gray like most of the pine trees around where I live have their bark color. And I'm just kind of lightly dry brushing it on there and leaving some of the black showing. Then I'm using Elmer spray adhesive and taking the pine cones or pine needles, and I found that if you brush them through the wires, it actually works a lot better. It makes it look realistic and keep them kind of pointed away so it doesn't get too furry looking. And then I went ahead and painted that black again. And now I'm using just like a hunter green acrylic paint to kind of add some color to the pine needles. I'm leaving some of them brown just to show the dying ones. And then I use the spray adhesive again on the base to have all the fallen pine needles laid up there, and you can add however many of these you want. And then I sanded the base to give the glue something to stick to. Once again, I use hot glue. And then you just press it down, and there you have your little tree.